Okay, here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press, here at the Southern District of New York Courthouse, which you can see behind me. Today, Monday, August 5th, 2024. Now, on the Trump docket, Judge Chutkan on Saturday, while Trump was speaking in Atlanta, Georgia, Judge Chutkan issued a number of orders. One, denying the Trump team's request to dismiss as a vindictive and selective prosecution, and also setting a schedule. There's a joint letter down. This is all, of course, in the wake of the immunity decision by the Supreme Court. The case is starting back up. Joint filing due August 9th and a conference August 16th. We're covering that case quite closely. Here, SDNY, two cases ended last week. One was the Afghanistan Taliban heroin case, guilty. And on Friday, the case of Ariat Rangat, also known as the Handler case, a daycare fraud case, also guilty. Now today there's closing arguments across the bridge in Brooklyn at the EDNY, both in the Mozambique tuna bonds, look it up, and also in an Operation Fox Hunt case of the Chinese government that very much resonates with Fox Hunt, Quid Pro Guo, the book by Inner City Press on Amazon. You can find it. So we're covering those as well. Also a guilty plea today in the ongoing saga of the SDNY New York City Housing Authority bribery prosecution. Somebody else is going to be pleading guilty. There were 70 cases. Many people are pleading. 2 have vowed to fight it out, or have mulled fighting it out, have asked for delays in order to file motions under the Supreme Court's Snyder decision, which in essence, this is a crude summary, means that if you pay after the action is taken in your benefit, it may not be a bribe. It's a gratuity. So it obviously opened up a defense for people. The thing is that you can. The plea offers that are made are only pre-discovery, so you better be sure that you took the money afterwards. That's my understanding of where things stand. Now, of course, there's many other cases here, but we'll get to the bottom of them. However, let's turn to the United Nations. There's actually a connection of an SDNY case, but first I just have to report on this. It's considered a big job at the UN. The head of OCHA. There've been a number of them. The UK has always controlled it in the same way that China controls, quote, DESA, the same way that Russia controls counterterrorism. France has had peacekeeping for more than 20 years. When I was there before being thrown out, I raised this repeatedly to a guy called Lad Seuss, particularly ineffective head of peacekeeping, with peacekeepers raping all over the place, as they continue to do under Mr. Lacroix. But this OCHA, the UK can't get it together. Antonio Guterres, totally corrupt as he is, wants to hold the position open to the UK, but the UK can't decide. David Lammy can't decide who to send. They want to send Miliband, but Miliband has previously trashed Trump. All the stories come back together, of course. So they will only put him in if Kamala Harris wins. So they'll have to wait until November, which means the UN is rudderless, as it always is, but in this case it's officially rudderless. Now here's the connection to the SDNY. Sierra Leone is this month's president of the Security Council. Their mission building on 49th Street, as we reported for more than 2 years, is empty, full of rats, with holes in the ceiling, holes in the roof, and the neighbors have sued them. And the neighbors were about to get an order allowing them to inspect and repair so their houses stopped getting destroyed, except that the State Department stepped in after Sierra Leone stopped paying their lawyers. Now the State Department is defending this decrepit shell on 49th Street, saying it's an inviolable diplomatic premise. Well, the plaintiffs on Friday came back and said, no, it's a renovation site, not protected by the Vienna Convention. So we're kind of rooting for them, because and it's shocking that a country that's being reported on Al Jazeera and elsewhere as running the Security Council for the month can't even maintain its building without rats. That's today's UN. This is Inner City Press. We're going to push to get back in there and raise the question, but for now we're going into SDNY. To be continued.